Are we just going to sit and not talk about this issue? Are we just going to keep quiet and allow this slide? First and foremost, guys, welcome to my channel. This is Sonny Daniels. I talk about sports and anything about sport that makes the headline. And today, we are talking about a serious issue here. As a Barcelona fan, this is very, very painful. But we move on. We move on. That's what life is. Life is not about staying in the same place. Life is all about learning. And Barcelona have failed 2 times when it comes to Nico Williams. Barcelona have failed 2 times. And now it's time to move on. Remember last week or 2 weeks ago, I made a video of Nico Williams done deal to Barcelona. I thought about it before making it, but out of every details I had, it was clear that there was only one destination for Nico Williams, and that is to play for FC Barcelona. And he has already chosen, he has already spoken to his club. He has spoken to everyone. Remember, Nico Williams has more friends in Football Club Barcelona than in his own parent team, Athletic Bilbao, although he has his brother who is the captain of Athletic Bilbao, his agent who has 80% of Athletic Bilbao players as his own players, his families who are ambassador of Athletic Bilbao. So it's kind of a very weird story which we are going to talk into light. So before I continue, I want to ask you guys the question: who is to blame for the fallout of Nico Williams' deal? Remember, Nico Williams just signed 10 years with Athletic Bilbao just days after a meeting was held between Athletic Club Bilbao and the La Liga president. Remember, like I said earlier on, Nico Williams has already agreed a deal, personal terms with Football Club Barcelona, has already told everyone, including 6 or 7 Barcelona players, which are friends, who would make it official. Kind of people, they were posting him on his story, they were liking every picture that Nico Williams on Barcelona jersey, and they were making it real. It was just a matter of time. It was just a matter of time. The question, like I said, is who is to blame for this fallout of Nico Williams' deal? There are parties here. First and foremost, they are the Barcelona president, Joan Laporta. There is the sporting director, Deco, of Football Club Barcelona. There is the Athletic Club president, Uriarte. There is Nico Williams himself. There is the family of Nico Williams. There is the agent of Nico Williams. And there is the president of La Liga, Javier Tebas. Guys, honestly, this is one of the biggest saga in recent years when it comes to transfer news. And Nico Williams' saga started since last season up till now. Everybody thought Nico Williams is going to Barcelona since 1 year ago. And now we are still in the same issue. And now Nico Williams just put a stamp on his stay at Athletic Club Bilbao, and not just putting a stamp, he signed 10 years plus 50% increase in his clause, which means if Nico Williams was 58 million just before he signed this 10-year deal, after signing this 10-year deal, now we're talking of 108 million plus, which is a very big money for Nico Williams. Let's talk about Nico Williams himself. Nico Williams is a 22-year-old player, very agile, a good left winger. He doesn't have prolific record when it comes to goals, assists compared to others, but he's a player with future. He's a player that can adapt to any situation. Most especially, he's a player that when it comes to this Barcelona team, it will be something else. He's fast. He's good. There's a different Nico Williams with the Spanish national team and this Nico Williams with his parent club, Athletic Bilbao. There's a difference. That's why Barcelona wanted this guy. And what has happened last year, Barcelona have already put a stamp on Nico Williams after neglecting that he wanted to come to Barcelona and signed 1 more year for Athletic Bilbao. And Joan Laporta has already told him that once the train passes you, it's never coming back. So Joan Laporta was not in support of this deal. But a lot of things happened recently. First and foremost, Barcelona were thinking of getting a left winger, which was the number 1 priority then was Luis Diaz of Liverpool. Then we are talking of Rashford. These were the 2 names in the Barcelona radar before the unexpected happened. Nico Williams, in short, went to Barcelona and spoke to Barcelona and told Barcelona that he wants to come, that he's going to accept every deal Barcelona is doing, that he's going to accept them and he's going to come. So it came as a shock. It came as a shock to everyone. So everybody was like, Putin was like shocked until Lamine Yamal, who is supposed to be the number 10 now, posted it on his story to confirm every speculations. But what happened? Everything was going, and then Laporta still didn't want Nico Williams. But the sporting director Deco was like trying to convince Laporta. Everybody was trying to convince Laporta until Laporta accepted to bring Nico Williams. Even Laporta said it in an interview that there is a signing that is going to give every Barcelona fan illusion. That is going to excite every Barcelona fan. And we all know who he's talking about, but he didn't mention names. Deco came out the other interview with the sporting director and said he wants to get this guy. So they were talking and they were making, it was all going smoothly well. Remember, Athletic Bilbao hates Barcelona just because of Nico Williams. Since last year, they hate Barcelona. Until the president of Athletic Bilbao came in and said, nah, this is not going to happen. First and foremost, he said he's not going to negotiate with Barcelona, that Barcelona has to pay the 62 million clause before they carried Nico Williams. But okay, Barcelona has already agreed that they are going to pay the whole clause just to bring Nico Williams to Barcelona. But there's another issue there. Barcelona has to register him. So Athletic Bilbao, who hates Barcelona and who wants to spoil this deal, who doesn't want Nico Williams, the star player, to leave, went to the La Liga president for a meeting and went there and asked about Barcelona private account and asked about Barcelona financial statement to see if they can be able to register him. And mind you, this statement is not to be shared by any other clubs except from the La Liga president and Football Club Barcelona, because you will never see Barcelona go to the La Liga president and ask La Liga president to give them the financial receipt of Real Madrid, the financial receipt of Atletico Madrid, all these clubs, because this is a private statement you have to keep as a trust between the Liga president and the club. But what happened? La Liga president Tebas, knowing fully well that he had made a mistake with Barcelona in registration of Dani Olmo and Pau Victor, was looking for revenge. Remember, La Liga Tebas is against Barcelona. La Liga president is a president that supports Real Madrid. He openly came out to say that. So he has that thing that happened last year in mind. And what did he do? He made a big mistake. He came out and showed a confidential report of Barcelona financial issues to the Athletic Club president. And what happened? The Athletic Club president took copy of that image of Barcelona financial issues, posted it online, and took it straight to Nico Williams' agent and the player himself. So they went back there to the Nico Williams agent and told the Nico Williams that, look at, you want to sign for Barcelona, we accept. But look at this paper. These people will not be able to register you. Meanwhile, we're talking about July the 3rd. There is a week before, we already thought Nico Williams to Barcelona is already done. It's just a matter of time. So after this meeting that Athletic Bilbao went to the La Liga president, they came back with the report, like I said, showed it to Nico Williams. I told Nico Williams, hey, these people will not register you. Just be careful and stuff. Then the problem began to start. I remember the agent of Nico Williams has 80 to 90% of Atletico Bilbao players as his own players. So what does he want to do? He didn't want to complicate things with the president. He started asking for Barcelona, the president, the sporting director, a proof that whenever they pay for that 62 million clause, if they can't be able to register him, they can allow him go for free. How can you, first and foremost, pay 60 million for a player and you will not be able to register him, and after you can't register him, you just allow him go for free? This was the start of the problem. Barcelona said, no, you are not going to do what you did us last season. You want to come to Barcelona, you have to trust us, you have to believe that we are going to register you. You forget about what the La Liga president is saying and stuff. This is what we have for you. You either come or you leave it. And Barcelona gave them, according to what I heard, 2 to 3 days ultimatum for them to tell them what their decision is. But what happened? We were waiting. We were waiting until on the 4th of July, we woke up to some of these Atletico Bilbao videos of Nico Williams signing 10 years. And this shocked everyone. This shocked everyone. So this, after hearing this story, guys, I want you to understand something. Laporta didn't want this deal, which is the Barcelona president. And he didn't mention about speaking to Nico Williams because he has his own self-respect and he's the president of Barcelona. But here comes the big question Laporta has to answer when every Barcelona fans get to him, or every press, every interviewers get to him. Why didn't he defend Barcelona when Tebas showed, the La Liga president showed Barcelona financial script to another club, which is a confidential thing? Another question too goes to Deco, who is the sporting director of Barcelona. Why couldn't he get this deal done? Why couldn't he give them a paper as a guarantee that Nico will be registered? Why? And another question too to Nico Williams himself and his agent. Why didn't they trust Barcelona after they openly came out and said they want to join Barcelona? Why didn't they trust Barcelona? Why is it that they openly made it clear? Nico Williams told his club, packed everything, made a video that he's going to leave Athletic Bilbao and trust Barcelona. At the end of the day, he didn't trust them anymore and signed 10-year deal. Why did Nico Williams fake this trust and respect he had for his friends that plays for Football Club Barcelona just for him to humiliate them? Another question goes to the La Liga president, which has the bigger question here. Why would you have to show another club a protective, a confidential financial script of a club which you don't have rights to do? So the big question now, I leave it to you guys. The big question now, I leave it to you guys. Who do you think is the fault of the fallout of Nico Williams' deals to Barcelona? I'll be reading down in the comment below. Until next time, like, comment, subscribe. See you in the next video. Peace.